Hi, it's Tom from Digital Foundry here. We thought we'd check out The Witcher 3's post-processing settings as first introduced in patch 1.07. It's an option on PS4 and Xbox One that lets us switch blur and motion blur on or off. Though these don't have a massive impact on the game's visuals overall, we wondered if disabling both options could improve console performance in any meaningful way. So here we have the very worst case scenario on PS4. This is Crookback Bog, where rain and fog transparency effects have the console running at around 20 frames per second. The blur effect is enabled by default in the game, but as you can see, switching off entirely here can give PS4's frame rate a dramatic boost. At its best, there's a gain of up to 8 frames per second as we run down the same path, and even accounting for a possible margin of error, the improvement is still very stark. But how about a similar test on Xbox One? Well, to be frank, we see nothing close to the same frame rate gains as on PS4. In fact, with the blur effect switched off, the frame rate sticks at pretty much the same number as when it's enabled. In the end, running both consoles with motion blur disabled shows PS4 narrowing the gap with Xbox One. It spends less time at the 20 frames per second line overall, though Xbox One still holds an advantage across most of the run. Unfortunately, switching blur effects off doesn't really help demanding cutscenes to the same extent. The PS4 runs more or less at the same frame rate, barring a few minor differences, while Xbox One gives an identical readout regardless of the blur toggle setting. It's the same story for our test through Novigrad City. You'll still experience one-off stutters as you pace through the streets, especially on PS4, and switching off the blur effect doesn't really change that.
I know not what happened there, save terror through and through.
Anyway, we'll leave you with the rest of our footage in the city. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and until next time, thanks for watching.
Look awfully suspicious to me, tramp. Up higher, that's a witch.
They want more and more to